Hello everyone. Welcome to 4 element and 12 chakra Reiki we are doing today. So what we're going to do is we are going to begin with some cleansing and some clearing, and then we're all going to do a 4 element invocation meditation together. And then we are going to, hey Ray, I'm glad to have you here. And then we are going to start working on everyone's 12 transpersonal chakras and do some harmony and balancing, some opening, some cleansing. So I'm glad to have everybody here. If you are watching this later, I'm going to be posting on YouTube. So if you're not able to stay for the whole session, it will be posted there. For everybody that is watching on YouTube, I'm doing a TikTok live right now, and I'm going to be answering questions and comments as we go along. And so I want to start off saying that you have free will and choice over your own energy body. So if there's any part of the Reiki that is not resonating with you or isn't in alignment with you, you can say pass and go to the next thing. Like, it doesn't all have to resonate with you. Use your discernment and take what does, okay? And if you feel any tugging happening in your energy body, or you feel sensations like specific areas in your body, so Reiki is channeling life force energy to bring healing to you. I can set all the intentions in the world, but Reiki is going to go where it needs to for you and heal what it needs to for you. And so if I'm holding intentions for it to help heal our heart space, you might have stuck in stagnant energy in your feet. And so you might be feeling like some movement in those areas. And so if there's any part of you that is feeling tugging and it's too much, you can ask the Reiki to dial it down. Say, hey, that's a little intense. Can we dial it back a notch, right? And that's okay too. Everything is different for everybody. So if anybody has any questions as we go along, please feel free to ask. I am very big on explaining everything that I'm doing because I want you to know, because I appreciate and honor that you're letting me into your energy body and to help heal and balance you. So I want to be very specific as to what I'm doing. So I'm going to be talking the whole time. And so if you have questions, please feel free to ask. We are going to be working, like I said, with the 4 elements, your 12 transpersonal chakras. We're going to be doing crystals and affirmations and working with beings, some angels and other wonderful spirit guides. So we're going to be doing a lot of things. So does anybody have any questions before we begin? I'm very excited. Like I said, we're going to start with cleansing and clearing first so we can cultivate the space with one another. And again, if you have questions, let me know. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Oh, thank you for sharing and all the likes. That helps get more people in so they can enjoy as well. Everybody needs to drink some water or have some water near you. That would be very helpful. Okay. So it takes me a minute to get my sage and Palo Santo burning. So everybody bear with me for just a second, okay? So if you are holding on to anything that is not serving you or is not in alignment with you, maybe that's behavioral patterns, maybe that's negative thought cycles, maybe that's physical ailments, maybe you've been feeling under the weather. Oh, thank you for saying you like my hair. It is very pink. We'll get into why I did this. Why I chose this color when we get into the chakras. So if you're holding on to anything that isn't serving you, even relationships, like you need some cord cutting, what you can do is you can ask all of the clearing and cleansing we're about to do together. You can ask it to help pull those things from your paradigm, from your frequency. Okay? All right. And I'm playing water music in the background, like Zen water music, because water is very cleansing and clearing. It's also an amplifier, so you can actually program water. You can ask the water to help you with certain things. So everyone in here can ask the water that's playing in the background, can you amplify this, or can you take away this? Okay. And like I said, this takes me a second, so bear with me. Okay, if you want to accept the Reiki, you can say, I accept. You can say it in your mind, you can say it out loud, you can say it in the chat. Oh, good. You like the water sounds. Okay, good. It always helps calm my mind as well. Okay. This is cedar sage. I know this is not cedar sage. This is my eucalyptus sage. And this is also Palo Santo here. So that's really good for cleansing and clearing. And so I'm just going to wave this over everyone. Hey, Brenda. So Reiki can be done remotely. So it can be done via like we're doing right now. And so I am reaching your energy body through the etheric fields. So all of the things that I'm doing are going to imprint into your energy body. And like I said, if there's any part that you're like, meh, you just say skip. Okay, I'm gonna wave it here all over my lovely friends that are working with us today. Okay. And next we have Horus Incense. So we're going to be working with Horus for a minute. Horus is a gatekeeper of the etheric and the astral realms. He's also a really good person to ask if you're wanting to develop your psychic abilities, your psychic gifts. I'm going to show everybody my lovely card here. This is Horus. And I'll read everybody the bit at the bottom. It says, Cosmic Gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. So Horus is great for asking for protection as well. So I have Horus Incense. And so incense is a really good cleanser as well. And it helps protect your chakra system. And so I'm going to wave this over everyone. And if you would like to accept it, you can. I've got a little dangly here. Okay. Okay, so when I am working on everyone's chakras, I am using, must get more incense. I have so much incense. I use like so much incense every day. So when I am working on everyone's chakras, I use the phone or my tablet, what I'm using, as a guide to your etheric body. And so this is representative of your etheric field and your auric field. And so like your Earth Star Chakra. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, is here. And then your Stellar Gateway Chakra is going to be up here at the very tippy top. And then all of your 7 main in between. So a lot of people will be learning about new chakras today. In spirituality, a lot of times it's focused on the main 7, like the root to the crown. Today we're going to be doing an extension of that. Oh, thank you for the roses. Thank you. We're going to be doing an extension. I'm going to be teaching everybody about 4 other chakras and helping you open and harmonize and balance them and start working with those. And some people probably already know what those are, and that's okay. Okay, so that's how I'm going to use the phone screen. All right. So this right here is my little charm. This is my talisman. Okay, so this is Horus, this is the Eye of Horus, and I use this to channel Horus and to imprint a extra layer of protection around your etheric field. So this is not only for today, this is moving forward. So if you would like to have an extra layer of psychic protection around you via Horus, you can say, I accept. And like I said, you have free will over your energy body. So if you ever want it removed, you can just say, I want it removed. and it will come out of your system, okay? So I'm going to put it over your etheric field, and then we're going to focus on your 3rd eye, and it's going to be imprinted into your 3rd eye chakra, okay? This is my first time doing a Reiki live on my tablet, and it's a much bigger like working space. Okay. And we're going to ask Horus to come in and help imprint into our 3rd eye an extra layer of psychic protection around our etheric body, our auric field, and our chakra system. Alright. We're going to thank Horus for helping us today. Okay. So we are going to next use Selenite. This is my Selenite wand. Selenite is really good cleanser and clearer as well. And so I use it to pull things from your etheric field that are no longer serving you. So I'm going to wave it over everyone. I also use it like a scanner. So it's going to scan parts of your body and see where they're stuck in stagnant energy. So if you feel pulling, it's Reiki coming in and removing things that are not serving you, okay? Ooh, let me try this one. So if you want to put it in the chats, or you can say it in your mind, you can say it out loud, anything that you are wanting to let go of. Maybe it's feelings of unworthiness, maybe it's imposter syndrome, maybe it's fear or anxiety or depression, eating habits, anything that is keeping you like stuck or stagnant. Feel free to put it in the chats, or like I said, you can say in your mind or out loud. Anytime that you vocalize something like that and you say, I am blank, and you say it vocally with your throat chakra, it solidifies it into matter. It creates it into, or it makes it into law. It puts it out into the unifying field. So even if you don't put it in the chat, I recommend saying it out loud. Okay, you can ask the Reiki to help you with that, the help with cord cutting. Okay, so we're going to do the scanner. And I always let go of self-confidence. Good. So I always cleanse my friends that I work with after this, so they're not holding on to anybody's energy. So if that's the thought that comes up, they will be cleansed. Okay. So we're going to be next working with the goddess Kali Maw. What chakra is being touched if I pulling in my lower stomach? If you feel it in your lower stomach, like it's probably your sacral chakra. So that is like your emotional body. And so the things that you were talking about have a lot to do with your emotional state. And so that might be why you're feeling the tugging coming from there. Okay. So we're going to be working with the goddess Kali Maw, and this is Kali. Okay, Kali Maw is the goddess of death and rebirth. So a lot of times she gets a little bit of a negative rap being the goddess of death. But you have to have death to have rebirth, right? It's about transmutation, transformation, letting go of the things that are no longer, well, this is inverted, but letting go of the things that are no longer serving us so that the things can be brought into us that are in alignment, right? So what we're going to do together is I'm going to light the candle, okay? And then that is going to be representative of her taking in and transmuting the things that are no longer serving you. And then we're all going to blow the candle out together. And that's going to be clearing away, clearing out of our system so the new can come in, okay? So whatever it is that you're wanting to let go of, you can hold it in your mind. You can say it in the chat. You can say it out loud, which I recommend. And then we will move forward. Okay, so everybody take a pause and think about what it is that you want to let go of. Okay? All right. I'm going to light this off screen. Okay? All right. Okay. She's taking a lot right now. Okay? So we are asking Kali Maw to come in and help transmute the things that are no longer serving everyone here. or who will be watching in the future. We are burning them away so the new can grow and the new can come in. Okay, so we are going to count down from 3. We're going to say 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to all blow out the candle together, okay? And then I'm going to wave the smoke over everyone to clear, okay? 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay. I'm going to thank Kali Maw for coming in and helping us. I love her. She's part of my spirit team. Okay. All right. So next we are going to work with, this is clear quartz. So clear quartz is a great amplifier. So it can amplify great things. It can amplify the things that you want to bring in, or it can amplify letting go of things. So the clear quartz, we're going to use that for amplifying the feelings that we want to bring in, or the things into our paradigm. And so I'm going to wave this over everyone. So whatever that you want to bring in, hold that in your mind's eye. I think that there's a real power in doing things 3 times, and so you'll see me doing things 3 times a lot here as we go along. Okay. So, scents, like scents, not like money scents, but like things you smell, are really good for if you have anxiety, or if you get in a fight or flight mode, or your central nervous system is activated a lot. Like I always recommend using like peppermint or like lavender, you know, like invoking those senses really helps. So we're going to be using peppermint spray. Peppermint spray is really good if you're experiencing congestion, or if you need mental clarity, or you need to get out of those fight or flight feelings. And so I'm going to spray this over everyone, and then I'm going to spray it on myself. I'm also going to spray inside of my palms, because we have chakras inside of our palms. We have hundreds of chakras. And today we're just going to be doing the 12 and then the ones in my hands. Because that's where I'm projecting the Reiki from. Okay. All right. This is Florida water. It is not from Florida. Oh Lord, I got stuff all over my screen here. Hold on one second. Okay. Okay, this is Florida water. It's not from Florida. It's just called Florida water. And Florida water is good for protecting your etheric field, your auric field, and your chakra system, and your physical body. Okay. But I want everybody to feel safe and protected, since I'm working in everybody's energy bodies. All right, so what we're going to do next is we are going to do a meditation together. So you can keep your eyes open, you can keep your eyes closed, whatever you're more comfortable with is absolutely fine. Okay, so I'm going to have mine open because I'm going to be reading. All right, is everybody ready? I'm going to turn this music down just a little bit. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to have everybody close your eyes. If you want to close your eyes, you can keep them open. And we are going to take a breath in and gently breathe out. We're going to take a deep breath in and hold at the top. And gently breathe out. One more time. Gently breathe in and hold at the top. And gently breathe out. Okay, you can keep your eyes open or closed. We surround ourselves with divine white light and gold protection, and we call in our spiritual guides, known and unknown. We call in the direction of south, element fire, animal snake, ruler of our spiritual body and controller of our chi and our powers of imagination and intuition. We call in the direction of west, element water, animal jaguar, ruler of our emotional body, giving us powers to feel and to adapt. Direction of the setting sun, endings, death, and the angel of death. We call in the direction north, element earth, animal hummingbird, ruler of our physical body and the 5 senses, and health and prosperity in all of the plants, animals, blossoms, and pets. We call in the direction east, element air, animal, eagle, or condor, ruler of our mental bodies, giving us power of discernment and appreciation of art, beauty, the power of words and communication, direction of the rising sun, new beginnings every day. We call in the direction of water. We call in the direction of west, element water, animal jaguar, ruler of our emotional body, giving us powers to feel and to adapt. The direction of the setting sun, endings, death, and the angel of death. I think I missed one here. Hold on. No, I didn't. Okay. To all the spirits, thank you so much for all that you have given us, and please continue to guide us in our thoughts and our words and our deeds. Thank you. If you agree, say ho. Ho. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Okay. That is the first time that I have invoked that prayer. I'm going to make sure that I said all 4. Okay. So hopefully everyone enjoyed and is feeling nice and relaxed. All right, so the first element, we're going to work with all of the elements individually as well. And I have my friends here to represent. And so we're going to be working with fire first. I wanted to show everyone the medicine wheel. So this is my medicine wheel card. Up north we have the hummingbird, which is representative of the earth. And then in the west we have the jaguar, which is representative of water. In the north, or in the east, we have the eagle or condor. And then in the north, we have the hummingbird, which is representative of earth. See, I feel like I keep missing one. Fire, that's it. Snake. This sounds like a snake, which is representative of fire. Okay, y'all have to excuse me. This is my first time doing all of these. Okay, so fire. For fire, we have the violet flame. So we're going to talk about the violet flame a little bit. The violet flame is the highest transmuter of lower dense energies. And so the keeper of the violet flame is Saint Germain. And then we will talk about this at the bottom. Karma releasing. Move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. So he is the keeper of the violet flame. So we are going to ask Saint Germain to come in and help us with transmuting any lower, denser energies that are no longer serving us. All right. And the affirmation that we're going to say together is, I invoke protection of the violet flame. Okay. What's your necklace? Oh, it's an Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius. The water bear. Okay. So we're going to say it 3 times. You can say it in your mind. You can say it out loud. You can say it in the chat. I invoke the power, or I invoke the protection of the violet white flame. I invoke the protection of the violet white flame. I invoke the protection of the violet white flame. Okay, and we're all going to breathe in together, and then I'm going to say 3, 2, 1. We're going to all blow out. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And we're going to thank Saint Germain for coming in and assisting us with a violet flame. The violet flame is a beautiful way to shield yourself as well, especially if you are a light worker and empath. Every morning you can wake up and ask Saint Germain to help envelop you in the violet flame, and will help also with your interactions with people and just the world in general, especially if you take on a lot of energies. It helps create a buffer layer between you and other beings. Okay, so we are going to do water next, and water is going to be represented by these cute little shells my son got me. And so water is good for cleansing and clearing and amplifying, okay? So the affirmation that we're going to say is, I flow with the currents of life. I flow with the currents of life. I flow with the currents of life. And again, you can say them out loud, you can say them in your mind, you can say them in the chats. Okay. All right. We're going to do earth next. And give me 1 second because she's very heavy. Hold on. Okay. Oh, okay. This is Barbara. Barbara is my snake plant. And so Barbara is going to be representative of Earth here because she's a plant and she's has dirt. Okay. So the affirmation that we're going to say with Barbara is we're going to say, the earth supports and nourishes me. The earth supports and nourishes me. The earth supports and nourishes me. Yes, Barbara loves coming in to help with Reiki. She also likes to sit when I do oracle card readings. She always insists that she sits by me. So she loves interacting with other people. Yes, Barbara. She told me her name was Barbara. Yeah, she's very sassy. Okay, Barbara. We're gonna thank Barbara for coming in and assisting us today. Thank you, Barbara. Okay. So the next element that we're going to be working with is air, and that is going to be with my goose feather. So this is a goose feather that I found near the lake that I live near, and I've been working with it for a long time now. I asked it if we can use it to spindle things that are no longer serving people, right? But in this case, we're going to be using it to bring something in. And so I'm going to actually, I'll push it this way, okay? So usually I go like this, but I've been finding people are like, why are you pulling towards you? Because I use my own body as like a representator of your body, but I'm going to start pushing this way because it makes more sense for people. Lots of air in my head, we're close. Okay. All right. So the affirmation that we're going to be saying is, I embrace the winds of change, because life is all about change. If it was the same every day, all the time, it would be very boring. So it's about cycles. So I embrace the winds of change. I embrace the winds of change. I embrace the winds of change. Hey, Jenny. Good to have you in here. I embrace the winds of change. All right. Okay. So now we are going to do some sound clearing together, and I'll show you my fun friends that I have here. I have a, oh wait, what do we name him? Senor something. Senor, I cannot remember. The last time somebody gave me a name. Senor Turtle, I think it was. Okay, so first we're going to do clearing, and then we're going to do invoking in. So this is going to be a little loud, so I want to give everybody a heads up before I pick it up. So my son decorated a tambourine. His name is Tambo, and Tambo, I'm going to shake him in the screen, and it's going to shake off anything that is no longer serving you. So if you want something specific, you can ask. If you want something like more general, just all of the things that are not serving me, you can ask Tambo to shake them off for you. Okay, and I will clear him when we're done here. All right, so here we go. This is Tambo. Like I said, he's gonna be a little loud. Okay, my son decorated him. He just really wanted a tambourine one day, and I asked him if I could use or work with him in my lives that I do. Sound clearing is a great way to, like I said, clear and invoke things. And so I have another friend here we're gonna be working with to invoke what we want to bring in. Okay, so here we go. So artistic. I'm glad you liked it. Okay, so that was shaking things off. So now we want to bring in. So we're going to think about all the things that we want to bring in. And so I have a rain stick, Senor Turtle here. And so we're going to feel that the things are raining down upon us into our paradigm, into our frequency. Okay, so we're going to envision in our mind's eye what it is that we want to bring in. Okay. All right, thank you, Senor Turtle and Tambo for working with us today. Okay, so now we're going to move to our chakras. All right. So we're going to talk about these additional chakras before we get started. So we have our main 7 chakras. So we have our root chakra, our sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart. We have our throat chakra, our third eye chakra, and our crown chakra. So those are the main 7 that everybody knows. But then we have, like I said, hundreds of other chakras. We're going to be focusing on our main transpersonal chakras, our 12 transpersonal chakras. And so there's the Earth Star chakra, which is below our root chakra. And I'm going to talk about those more in depth as we go along. So that one is 12 inches below the roots. And then we have above our crown, we have our Causal Chakra, and it's a little bit above and a little bit back here. And then we have our Soul Star Chakra, and then we have our Stellar Gateway Chakra. Okay? Let's see. Okay. So we are going to be focusing on those as well. So we're going to start on our Earth and then work all the way up to the Stellar Gateway. All right, so our Earth Star Chakra is represented by, or representative, y'all know what I'm saying, by the color black. It is also the color brown or magenta, depending on where you're at with the openness or balancing, harmonizing with that one. So, but it can be black, it can be brown, it can be magenta. So, with my hair. I originally dyed my hair like a pop color. I dyed it blue to help with me with my throat chakra. And then I dyed it purple to help me with my third eye and my crown chakra. So I dyed it pink the other day, but it was like bubblegum pink. It was like very bright pink, and I was like, oh, this isn't quite sitting. And so I dyed it a redder undertone, and I realized I was doing that to help connect to my Earth Star chakra, even though I didn't know about that subconsciously. I figured it out like a day or two later. But it is for my Earth Star Chakra because it is the color magenta. That is also the color of another chakra we'll talk about in a minute. Let's see. All right, so the Earth Star Chakra, and I have notes here because it's a lot. We'll make sure I get everything. So the Earth Star Chakra is governed by Archangel Sandalphon. So he is the keeper of that chakra. Okay. Oh, I'm glad that you're here too. So Sandalphon is the keeper of the chakra, and it grounds our entire chakra system and our body. And so with the Earth Star Chakra, it's a little bit different than the root chakra. The root chakra grounds you to earth, like the earth plane, right? It tethers you here to earth. The Earth Star Chakra goes far beyond that. Now we are tapping into the heart of Mother Gaia. It is a much deeper root system. You are intertwined and interconnected with Mother Gaia herself. And so if you have had if you have had issues with grounding, even though you work on your root chakra, sometimes if you are a starseed, like your main origin point is not earth, it can be a little jarring and disconcerting because you're used to higher etherical realms and higher frequencies. So like if you're from Lemuria or the Pleiades or like wherever, being in a human body is very dense. Very dense. And so it can be, like I said, jarring to your soul, to your spirit, like this is really heavy. And so grounding into the Earth Star Chakra, right, and into Mother Gaia helps you feel more stable. And so if you're actively working on your root chakra and you feel like it's still not enough, it's because you need to ground in even further, because you are a very high frequency being. And this is not saying that not everybody is a high frequency being, right? It's just some people are new to earth. They have not done as many incarnations here. So it's very vitally important that you ground in further into her. Okay. And so with that, it also connects us to the whole of humanity. So not just Mother Gaia, it connects us to every other being and plant and animal on the earth plane, because we are all part of earth. A lot of times humans think that we are separate and that we are above, right? Because we have linguistic communication, but everything is a consciousness form. Everything is a consciousness form. And so it connects us to the collective grid of her. We are all her creatures. We are all her beings. We are all her children. So it connects us with everyone. And so you can even like get connected into the grid and feel even more grounded that way, because how it works with the grid is that there's basically like little cords that come up from Mother Gaia and like stick up into our feet, into our root chakra. And so if you're grounding all the way into her, you're also grounding into everyone and everything, if that makes sense. And so if you are struggling with grounding and you're way up here in the ethers all the time, the Earth Star Chakra is for you. The Earth Star Chakra is vitally important if you're wanting to develop your psychic abilities and your spiritual gifts and like start speaking to spirit guides and entities and beings and what have you, because you can only go up as high as you are grounded down. And so if you really want to take a shift, a leveling up in these upper ones that we're going to talk about, go into your Earth Star Chakra and ground as far as you can there first, and these will open up a lot easier and you'll have a much more stable experience with those. Okay? All right. I'm sorry, Brandon, I'm not able to read all of your messages because I get into like talking. So I won't be able to read all of them. Okay, so with that, we are going to say the affirmation, I am rooted into the heart of Mother Gaia, and we are going to use black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is really good for helping you with your Earth Star Chakra. It's very grounding. It's also a protective stone. And so we are going to say, I am rooted into the heart of Mother Gaia. I am rooted into the heart of Mother Gaia. I am rooted into the heart of Mother Gaia. I am rooted into the heart of Mother Gaia. Okay, and we're going to focus here. And your Earth Star Chakra. But if you really want to open those up really wide up top, I very much recommend doing your Earth Star Chakra. When I started grounding into this, it really changed a lot of things for me. And I do readings for people, and I was able to access like so much more because I was grounded so in. We are human beings, right? We're also galactic etheric beings, but we are human beings having a human experience. And so sometimes if you are new to Earth, if you have that sense of like, I'm not home, this is your home too. Like, this is your home for this incarnation. And so grounding into Mother Gaia, she can help you realize why it's good to be here on Earth. There are certain things that only Earth can provide. There is a spiritual teacher, and his name is Wayne Dyer, and he says, how would we experience chocolate cake if we did not have a human body? Okay? Or like maybe it's the mountains, right? Or snow, or, you know, whatever, blowing bubbles. Like, there's certain things that only you can do here. So we have to remember, like, we chose to be here for a reason. And there's things that only we can do while we're here, so enjoy it, because maybe this is your only incarnation here, or maybe it's your last incarnation here, right? Or maybe you're new to Earth. And so find the things that bring you joy and follow your bliss, okay? Because being a human is not always like negative, okay? Or having a dog, right? Like, maybe dogs aren't on other planets in different dimensions, right? Like, I love my fur babies so much, and if I could only experience them here, I definitely want to come here to experience that. I love dogs. Okay, so yes, so that's why the Earth Star Chakra is so important, so vitally important. Okay, Sandalphon. If you want to connect with your Earth Star Chakra, you can look up guided meditations with Sandalphon, and he will help you connect in. Or Mother Gaia meditations, or you can just directly speak to Mother Gaia or Sandalphon. But sometimes it's easier for people to start with a guided meditation. So they are beautiful ones to start with. Okay, so this is my Ganesh bell, if you can see. Ganesh is the remover of obstacles. And so every time I am finished up with one of your chakras, I ring it to encapsulate everything inside. So I like to tell people that so I don't spook people. Okay. Oh, Sandalphon. Sandalphon is who I said, the angel, the archangel Sandalphon. It's Sandolphon. Okay. So the next one that we're going to do is our root chakra. So our root chakra has to do with feelings of safety and security, how we relate to other people. It's feelings of groundedness. It is connecting to the earth plane. Okay. This has to do with our money, our finances as well, right? And feeling like we belong. And it also has to do with us finding like our soul tribe and how we relate to our family. And so it's a lot about relationships, and a lot of times when you experience trauma and like very difficult things in life, there's a lot of that trauma stored in your root chakra, because your root chakra is developed when you're very, 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 very young. And that's when all of the societal programming and things that your parents say and your friends' opinions and thoughts and emotions, they all get stored up in your root chakra. And your root chakra is so vitally important to work with because it affects all the other chakras. Like, your perceptual lenses are, like, most of the time coming from your root chakra. And so, like, self-limiting beliefs, all of those things, they can be in other chakras as well. It's not just the root, but the root is the main houser of those things. So that's why it's so important to do clear outs and heal in that one specifically, because it affects all the rest of them. And it also affects how you are operating in your current physical now vessel and in your current reality, because those lenses that were placed on when you were younger, they are pushing forward like the younger versions of you, behavioral patterns, triggers, all of those things. And so it's important to go in and do the healing. How do you heal it? There are a lot of different ways that you can heal it. So if you're like just starting to work with your root chakra, because there's like so much trauma housed in there and like memories and things like that, you want to go in easy. Like if it's your first time. So what you can do is like root chakra meditations. You can listen to affirmations, binaural beats. You can eat food that's red. Like that is healing. Like apples. So anything, or wear the color red. Like wearing the color red is also a great way to remind yourself to do the healing. You can work with your inner children or your younger selves. Sometimes it's a little more difficult to go in and work with your younger selves and your inner children because it's so heavy. You have to work on the stuff that's going on in your present scape before you can dive in with them. But working on your confidence and your self-esteem, like that's a good way to help heal that as well. Okay. All right. So let's see, the next one we're going to do, the affirmation that we're going to say. So it's associated with the color red, okay? And it is the I Am Chakra, the I Am Chakra. And the affirmation that we're going to say is, I am safe, secure, and loved. And the crystal that we're going to use, this is jasper. Jasper, this is moonkite jasper. Moonkite jasper, or just jasper in general, is really good for helping you feel grounded. Okay, and so we're going to say, I am safe, secure, and loved. 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 All right, we're going to focus it here in your root chakra. All right. I'm going to put my little bell. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right, next we're going to do our sacral chakra. So our sacral chakra, it sits right below our belly button, in between our pelvic area and our belly button. And it is associated with the color orange, and it is the I Feel Chakra. And so this has to do with our emotional body and how we process them. That has to do with our relationships with others. It also is our creativity point. It is where we have imagination and creativity and bring that into fruition, right? And so that one also has to do with how we express ourselves in general. Okay, it's with our sexuality and our sensuality. That is our creative juices, right? It's not always the external with those things like sexuality and sensuality. A lot of that is internal as well. It is how we power our creations. Okay, and so the crystal that we're going to say with this one, the crystal we're going to use is pink Himalayan salt. And so Himalayan salt is really good for removing toxins from your body. And that's not just toxins like physical toxins. That can also be negative thoughts or negative emotions, right? Or the thoughts that you are not able to process your emotions or don't need to process your emotions. Like, we are energy in motion. And so if we are not processing our emotions, what happens is they get stuck in our body and they crystallize and they harden, and then it makes us very dense. And it makes life seem very difficult and hard, like walking through jello. And so it's scary sometimes facing your emotions and feeling them because they can be very intense. But when you do that, emotions just want to be seen and heard and validated. And when you look them in the face and you say, like, I see you, what's going on here? How can I help you heal through this? And we look at them, you want to feel them, but you can also speak to them objectively and say, like, how can I help you through this? Like, it releases that trauma from your body. And so that's why we're using the Himalayan salt to help draw out those things. okay? And so the affirmation that we're going to say with this one is we're going to say, I embrace my emotions. I embrace my emotions. I embrace my emotions. I embrace my emotions. We're going to focus it here in your sacral area. Okay. All right. So next we're going to move to our solar plexus. I'll move up so you can see. So our solar plexus is like right here. And your solar plexus is represented by the color yellow. And it is the I do chakra. So this is a lot where like our divine masculine energy is held in our personal power. So, oh, you got chills. You're probably doing some work in that one then. So our divine masculine energy. So when I say divine masculine energy, I do not mean male energy. I mean the inspired action, like getting things done, willpower, determination, like those type of things. And we'll talk about divine feminine in a minute. But it is the do actions, okay? It's important to have masculine and feminine energies. And your solar plexus is not all divine masculine. Just some people hold more of that there. But that's also your personal power, and that's how you get up and go. Okay? I chase how okay, Brenda, I'll see you later. Bye, I'm glad you were here. Okay, so that is the I do chakra. And so the crystal that we're going to use with that, that's also with your confidence and your self-esteem. And so that is where that is housed. So if you are having issues with confidence or self-esteem, or if that's something that you need to work on, focusing on your solar plexus will be great for you, okay? And so we're going to use Tiger's Eye. Tiger's Eye is great for self-confidence and self-esteem, willpower, determination, okay? So the affirmation that we are going to say is we're going to say, I take inspired action. I take inspired action. I take inspired action. So like I was saying, divine masculine energy is needed just as much as divine feminine energy. Divine feminine energy is listening to yourself and your intuition and trusting in the universe, trusting in divine timing, going with the flow, like letting things come into your life like when they're meant to, right? It's the opposite of the hustle grind, make things happen. But both of those are needed to manifest. You got to have a little bit of inspired action, a little bit of flow and trust and letting go, okay? So we're going to focus this in the solar plexus area. All right. Okay. We're going to go to our heart chakra. So our heart chakra is located right here. Okay. And your heart chakra is the I feel chakra, and it is represented by the color green. And your heart chakra has to do with love for self, love for others, compassion, forgiveness. It also helps in letting go of grief and sorrow and sadness and regrets. And so it's not only you loving you, it's you loving everyone in the collective and having compassion, okay? And so a lot of our divine feminine energy is housed here as well. And so the crystal that we're going to use for that, this is my pendulum. But the little cord came off. So this is rose quartz. Rose quartz is great for heart healing, okay, and amplifying that love energy, okay? So the affirmation that we're going to say for our heart is we are going to say, I love myself through and through. 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 Okay. This can also have to do with worthiness. You're feeling like you have a place of belonging in the world, in your family, with your friends, people in your life. Feeling like you were loved and you loved others. Okay. All right. So my pendulum is a rose quartz too. Oh, yay! Twinsies. Okay. So we're going to be talking about, I forgot to mention this one earlier. So we're going to be talking about another chakra, a transpersonal chakra, and it is called your high heart or your ascending chakra. So that chakra sits in between your heart chakra and your throat chakra here. Okay. So that's one of the new ones that we're going to be learning about today if you haven't heard about that one before. Okay. So our high heart, I got all my notes here. Okay, so your high heart is where your thymus gland is. And so your thymus gland is in charge of your T cells, which help with your immune system, and stem cells, like stem cells in your bones. And so it really helps with like overall health. But it sits right where they house over that gland. Okay, it's the bridge between your emotions, or your emotions and your intellect. So your bottom 3 chakras and your top 3 chakras. And so it's the bridge in between. It also houses your ancestral DNA. And so that's where we get into like generational trauma and healing that. So if you are being called to break generational curses, it's because your high heart chakra, your ascending heart chakra is coming online, and it's opening up, and it's saying like, let's heal that within us, and it will heal the previous generations and the generations to come. Okay. And sometimes when we have that call, it's very heavy because it's just so much. And it's like, sometimes it's like, why am I the one that has to break this? Right. But you're doing like your ancestors like such a beautiful favor and gift, and the generations to come after you, by taking that on and helping heal that lineage line. Okay. And it's not just trauma that's held there, like gifts and wisdom that your ancestors have to impart to you. That is where you hear that from. That is the space in which they speak to you. Okay. And so this is also where we speak light language, where we actualize light language. We're going to talk about where we channel light language in a minute, but this is where it comes from. When we are either speaking it, when we are writing it, when we're creating light codes, when we are singing it, or like I project light language from my hands when I'm doing Reiki, or like when I'm counseling or coaching people, I speak light language. Sometimes people speak in a what seems like tongues, right? It's not actually tongues. It's a universal language that everybody can understand. You don't necessarily have to understand it with your physical ears. It's something that you understand with that heart, with your ascending heart, your high heart. You can hear it and you just feel the love, right? It's not something that you have to necessarily like audibly understand. And so that is where we hear and project light language. Okay. It is the bridge between your soul body, your soul, and your physical body. So that is where they connect. Okay. And so the affirmation that we're going to say is, I speak from my heart space. And the crystal that we're going to use is malachite. So malachite is one of my favorite. Malachite is great for heart healing. So your high heart is actually aquamarine, not turquoise, aquamarine. Okay. I know this is green. I don't have any aquamarine crystals, but it's still okay to use malachite. But it is aquamarine because it's a balance between your heart chakra and your throat chakra, which is green and blue. And so it's like a blend of the two. And so when you hear the phrase, I speak from my heart, it's the connector. I speak from my heart. That is the portal. Okay. And so the malachite, we're going to say, I speak from my heart space. Where do you get malachite? Is that what you're asking? I got this one from a metaphysical shop. I like getting mine in person if I can, because I like to hold bowls and ask which one wants to come home with me and which one's in alignment with my frequency. But you can do that online too. If anybody's wanting to get crystals that I'm talking about to help with, a lot of places online will have like a grid of crystals, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. right? And they'll line them all up, and then you can look at the grid and then find the one that's calling to you and get that particular piece. That is what I recommend, because all crystals resonate on different frequencies, and so you need to find the ones that are vibrational matches to you, okay? Or you can just get the crystal and infuse it with your energy. Like, there's lots of different ways that you can do that, so don't feel like you have to do it that way, okay? Okay. So I speak from my heart. I speak from my heart. I speak from my heart. Like I said, if anybody has any questions or anything while I go along here, let me know, okay? I speak from my heart. Okay. All right. Some of these ones that we're going to be talking about in a minute, the higher ones up here, even if you feel like they haven't been opened yet, bringing it into your perceptual awareness will start to unlock them, and you can start to work with them. Even if, like, you don't understand what I'm saying right now, right? Like the ones I'm about to talk about, like, that's totally okay. Like, you can do research on them, you can YouTube them, but just us being here together, like, there's a reason that you're here watching this. It means that those are ready to start opening up for you. And so you can just receive the healing, even if you haven't heard of them or understand it, like, just like the light language, just receive. And they'll start to open up, okay? All right, so we are going to do our throat chakra. My throat chakra was, let me drink some water now. I'm talking about my throat chakra. My throat chakra was, hello, hey, glad to have you here. So glad to have everybody here. And I'm going to say something about that before we get. So I really like doing Reiki because, one, it's healing for me, and, you know, like, I enjoy healing other people, but you being here, even if you're going to watch this in the future, we're all in a healing space together, amplifying. So the 24 people that are in here right now, we are all in this collective healing space, helping one another. It's not just me to you, it's you to me, and it's to everyone. Like, we are all healing together to help heal ourselves and the collective. Like, us just being here is sending vibrations out into the unifying fields that we want to come from a more loving, authentic space. Okay, and so yes, we're all one. We're all here together in this lovely healing experience, helping one another. So I appreciate everyone that is here as well. I have a quick question. I'm a light worker and a bit blocked. I'm pregnant. Any idea how to unblock? If you will send me a message on Instagram, I can help you with being a light worker, because I need to figure out what you're blocked on. So send me an Instagram message. There's a link in my bio for that. And type me up a little message. and then I'll help you with it, okay? And that goes for everybody in here. If you're needing some resources or, like, assistance with something, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. It may take me a day or two to get back to you, but I love helping people when I can and giving them resources. Okay. So, and I'm an empath and a light worker, and I had a mega blocks for a long time, so I totally understand. What? Maybe our experiences are different, but blocks and blocks. Okay, so throat chakra. So your throat chakra is the I speak chakra. It is represented by the color blue, and it is where we live in our truth. So it is our authentic expression. It is us saying how we really feel. It is us doing the things that we actually want to do. It is us showing people who we are authentically and being vulnerable. Because when we mask, right, and sing, because I've done that for a long time, when you mask who you are, it brings things into your vibration and your frequency that are not in alignment with you. And a lot of times we do that because we're worried about not having people in our life. Like, oh, they're not really going to like the real authentic me. But what ends up happening is we bring people in and there's dissonance between us and them. And we feel like something's off. Like, it's not quite a vibrational match. And then when those people do come in that we are a vibrational match with, if we're masking, we don't end up keeping them in our life because they're not seeing us, if that makes sense. And so this is very much like how we express ourselves. Okay, and things that you can do, like I dyed my hair vibrant blue. You don't have to do that, but that's what I did because it was a mirror back to me, like, oh, I have to constantly work on my throat chakra, right? And that has a lot to do with our confidence and self-esteem as well. So this is a very important chakra. Okay, so the crystal that we're going to use, this is, and you know what, I'm going to light some more incense before we get into that. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna do a little wave over everyone since we're like halfway through now. Alright. This is Horus Incense. Horus, again, is a gatekeeper of the etheric and astral realms. Okay. So your throat chakra, we're going to use sodalite. This is sodalite. So sodalite is really good for helping you express yourself authentically and speak your truth, live in your truth. Okay? Even when it's difficult to say how you really feel, right? And do the things that you want to do, and not just because other people are like overlaying their opinions and thoughts and feelings and objections, right? Like staying true to you and your soul and what's in alignment for you. Hey Larry, hey. Okay, so the affirmation that we're going to say is, I live in my truth. Okay? I live in my truth. 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 Okay, we're going to focus this in our throat chakra area. Alright. Okay. Give me 1 second. Oop. Okay. I always love your energy and healing, humble spirit. Oh, thank you. That is very sweet. I appreciate that very much. Mirror reflections. Anytime you see something that you love inside of somebody, it's because you see that within yourself. Or if you get triggered by somebody, it's because you see something about that in yourself. So mirror reflections. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Okay, so next we're going to move to our third eye chakra. And so our third eye chakra has to do with seeing through the illusions of things. Okay, so seeing the truth of what things are, like behind the scenes, right? And it also has to do with our psychic abilities, and it has to do with our imagination. That is where our imagination is housed within, okay? And it's also how you perceive your reality. And so that's where we go back to our root chakra, and that sometimes our younger selves can have perceptual lenses that they're still carrying, right? Of like traumatic things that happened or things that you were told when you were younger, and so they're pushing that into your current experience, and so that's where we change out our perceptual lenses. Okay, so I'm not sure, Larry, but it's okay, we're gonna keep it moving. Okay. Okay, so this will help you develop your psychic abilities. This is where you are a channeler. So maybe you channel like spirits, maybe you talk to spirit guides, maybe you are an energy healer, an energy reader. If you read energy, you read them from your third eye chakra. Okay, maybe you read auras. Like all of those fun, magical, mystical things come out your third eye. Okay, and let's see, and the crystal that we're going to use is amethyst. So amethyst is really good. This is dream amethyst specifically. That's why it's so dark. Dream amethyst is really good for helping you tap into the etheric and astral realms. It's also really good if you want to lucid dream or do work in your dreamscape, right? Hold on. So if you're wanting to work in your dreamscape more, maybe you're a dream interpreter, maybe you enjoy dreams, working with dreams, what you can do, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit with something else. So what you can do is you can sleep with amethyst in your pillow. It's an amplifier. If you have nightmares, don't do that. Okay? Because like I have a lot of nightmares, and that's because it's a way for my subconscious to work out what's going on in my current reality. But if you have nightmares, don't do this. But if you are okay in your dreamscape, you can sleep with amethyst, and it will help amplify the vibrations for you. And if you do that, I recommend also putting in your pillow jasper, because it's very grounding. It will ground you to the earth plane, so it'll be easier for you to come back, right? Not that you're gonna leave and go off somewhere, but it's just easier to wake up, right? And you don't get like so steeped in the dream, okay? Black tourmaline is really good for protection, because the physics work different in the astral planes while you're sleeping, and so this is great for protection. So amethyst, jasper, and black tourmaline together. Okay, or obsidian. You can switch that out for obsidian. This is obsidian, okay? But that's something if anybody wants to start working more intensely or have more vivid dreams or lucid dream. Amethyst is my favorite crystal too. Amethyst is good for mental clarity as well, and helping with your immune system. It's like a great overall crystal. Like, this is my favorite one to recommend to people. Like, get this in jasper. Okay, so the affirmation that we're going to say, let me move my leg here. The affirmation that we're going to say is, I create through my imagination. So your sacral chakra, like we talked about, is the chakra in which you birth your creations. Like, that is where you express. Where you originated the idea is in your third eye chakra. And so that is where your imagination scape is housed, and then the sacral is where it comes out. Okay, so I create through my imagination. 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 You can imagine like Willy Wonka land up in there, okay? Alright. Okay. So next we're going to go to our crown chakra. Let me reset here. Okay, so our crown chakra, here, our crown chakra. Oh, thank you for saying you like my energy. I appreciate that. Sometimes a little fuzzy. So our crown chakra is where we connect to source. The upper three, above that, we're going to talk about how we like really connect into source, but this is where we start to feel it. This is where we start to feel like unity consciousness, like divine alignment, divine timing, like very much divine feminine energy, like going with the flow. This is also us being connected into the collective, like much like our Earth Star chakra, but this is more of like galactic etherical energy up here, okay? And so can you do anything about headaches? If you're having headaches, sometimes that has to do with your third eye chakra and your crown chakra. Like sometimes they're trying to open up, or maybe they're too active. I would focus on maybe some binaural beats or some affirmations. Amethyst, again, is great for headaches. Like amethyst, amethyst, amethyst. And quartz. If you get amethyst and quartz together and put it on your forehead, this is quartz. Those are great. Those are great for headaches. Peppermint spray is really good for headaches as well. I'm going to spray some peppermint spray over you and everybody. If you want to receive this, you can say yes. This helps me when I have headaches as well. Okay, so the collective consciousness, that is where we feel like we can show like more love and compassion and that divine white light essence. Okay, we're going to talk about the three above that in a minute. But that is where we start to feel source energy up here and like connected into the cosmos. Okay, so the crystal that we are going to use for that is obsidian. And so this is my obsidian heart. Obsidian. Obsidian is really good for helping, well, it's good for protection, and it's good for amplifying your spiritual and psychic abilities. And so it's also good for amplifying source energy, like channeling source, and downloads. Like that's also where we receive downloads through, right? And so that obsidian is great for amplifying and hearing more clearly the downloads. Okay, so the affirmation that we are going to say is, you can see I'm getting a little like up in the ethers now because it's a little spazzy. So I am connected to the all. That is the affirmation we're saying. I am connected to the all. I am connected to the all. I am connected to the all. Okay, I'm going to focus on your crown chakra. That's why it's so important to ground into your lower 3 chakras, because when you start working with these upper 3 chakras, it kind of like pulls you up out of your physical body, and you can feel very ungrounded, and like communication and things get wonky, because when you get to the upper 3, it's less about communication, like verbal communication. It's about knowing, and it's very high vibration, high frequency, and so it's important to ground down into the lower ones, especially your Earth Star chakra. Okay. All right. I think I have a, let's see. Okay. So we are at a good stopping point right now, because I have to use the bathroom. I've been in here for like an hour and 20 minutes. So before we get into these upper 3 ones up here that we're going to be learning about, and opening and harmony and balancing, I will be back in just a moment. And I will turn this up so everybody can enjoy. Okay, thank you for everybody waiting. I appreciate you. Okay, have to run, but thank you so much. You are so welcome. I hope you have a lovely evening. I'm going to post this on YouTube, so if anybody missed like the first portion, you can watch it in its entirety later. Okay, so we're going to get into these fun upper 3 chakras. Okay, so this chakra we're going to talk about, this is your Causal Chakra. So your Causal Chakra sits right above your crown, about right here. It sits a little further back, right here. And so your Causal Chakra is the portal to the angel realms. And it is very high vibration. It lets you channel angels, unicorns, fairies, mermaids, dolphins, whales. Very high vibrational creatures. Okay, beings. And so the keeper of this chakra is the Archangel Christ Dyer. And so he is one that if you want to start working with this chakra, you can do a meditation with him. You can look him up on YouTube. You can look at pictures of him. You can just ask him like, hey, can you help me develop my Causal Chakra? This is a beautiful, beautiful chakra to start working with. It is also like a personal mini moon. It's your own personal mini moon, which connects to the bigger moon. And so this is where we draw power in from her, okay? And that is where our divine feminine energy is housed. And so our sacral chakra, our solar plexus, our solar plexus chakra is where our divine masculine energy is held for the most part. And so the causal chakra is where a massive amount of divine feminine. So for anybody in here that wasn't in here earlier, divine feminine is not female energy. Divine feminine is trusting yourself, your intuition, trusting the universe, trusting flow, divine timing, your more like psychic abilities, right? And so that is different than divine masculine, which is inspired action, determination, willpower, like go, hustle, grind, that type. You need both of them, right? Because both are needed for manifestation and balance. So that is where that's housed. That is also where we receive light language and light codes. And so this is where we, our ascending heart, our high heart is where we actualize those things, like speak them or create the light language, right? Or where we hear it and understand. That is actually where we filter it in from. And it's, speaking of filters, it's a translator chakra. So your guides and like entities, like deities, ascended masters, teachers, gurus, all of those lovely beings, that is where they talk to you through. And so it channels so you can understand them, because they are not speaking the same language that you speak, right? But it translates into you so you can understand. And so when you start to open this chakra and you start to work with it, you can hear them much more clearly, like very crisp. Okay, because I know a lot of people say like, oh, I have a hard time hearing my guides, or like understanding what they're saying, or like deciphering what's them and what's me. Whoop. What's them and what's me. If you start working with your causal chakra, you can hear them more distinctly. Okay. This is also, I think I covered everything. Yep. Okay. And so, like I said, if you're wanting to work with like angels, or unicorns, fairies, mermaids, dolphins, and whales, like that is the chakra to help you connect to them. Okay. And also, like if you're a channeler of high vibrational frequencies, like that's one that you should definitely be focusing on. Okay, so the crystal that we're going to use, let me get that. This is Angel Ore Quartz. Very pretty. Okay. And so with this is my, oh, thank you. I do have new hair. This is Angel Ore Quartz. Very pretty. Okay. And so with this is my, oh, thank you. I do have new hair. Thank you. This is my unicorn Peggy. And so Peggy is going to help us amplify unicorn energy, to help us harmonize and balance our causal chakra and help open, right? And so we're going to use these or we're going to work with these. I don't like saying using because we're working with. We're going to work with both of them. You know what? Peggy will come in next, because holding them together is proving difficult. So the affirmation that we are going to say is, I am a channel of light frequencies. 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 I'm going to focus this on everyone's causal chakra area here. Okay. Now we're going to bring in Peggy. Peggy, we're going to say the affirmation with Peggy. We're going to say, I am a channel for unicorn and angel Reiki. Okay? If that's something that you want to do. If that's not, you can just say pass. Okay? I am a channel for unicorn and angel energy. And that's also helping bring the energy onto the earth plane. So everybody can feel more magical and whimsical and that divine white light energy. I am a channel for unicorn and angel energy. All right, we're gonna thank Peggy for coming in and working with us today. All right. And thank you for all the likes, everyone. It helps people get in so they can enjoy as well. And come in and enjoy the healing space. Okay, so the next one that we're going to talk about is our soul star chakra. So our soul star chakra sits, so this is our crown, this is our causal chakra, this is your soul star chakra right here. So your soul star chakra is the seat of your soul. That is also what it's called. And so that is where you connect with your higher self. So when you hear your higher self talking to you, it's talking to you through your soul star chakra, okay? It is where your Akashic Records are held. Like all your Akashic Records are in your soul star chakra. So I'll talk about your Akashic Records a little bit. I read Akashic Records. So I work with my soul star chakra a lot and other people's soul star chakras. So the Akashic Records are a vibrational record of all your thoughts, feelings, and emotions across all space, time, and dimensions. And so if you believe in reincarnation, what happens is you have what's commonly represented as a book. It follows you from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime to lifetime, and it records everything that happens in between. That's not just with like Earth incarnations, that is also with other dimensions and other planets and other frequencies and concurrently running timelines in other parallel universes, okay? And so that is where all that information is held up there. It is your soul contract that is held up there. So that's, if you believe in soul contracts, that is you, before you incarnated here or anywhere, you created a plan for all of your experiences and what you wanted to grow from and experience. And so that is where that is held up there. You can view your own contract. You can't, yeah, Dolores Cannon. Dolores Cannon has a lot about all of that information if you were searching. You can edit your soul contract with your higher self. You can view it, right? You can get into your own Akashic Records. Like, I read them for people, but that's something that you can access yourself. Sometimes it's easier the first time to have somebody guide you on how to do it, how to get in there. But it's definitely something it's like, not trying to gatekeep. It's something that you can do yourself, and working with your soul star chakra will help you access those things, okay? It is where your purpose and your gifts are held. So when I say purpose, I have a lot of people that say, like, what's my purpose? What's the thing I'm supposed to be doing here? You can do anything. Like, anything can be your purpose. Like, you're more inclined to do certain things, right, that you enjoy, okay? But, like, anything can be your purpose. It's whatever brings you happiness and joy. A lot of times we reincarnate with similar purposes. Like, I like helping people. I like helping, like, heal people. But if I didn't want to do that and I wanted to, like, groom dogs, I worked with dogs in my previous life, in this life. But if I wanted to, like, groom dogs, like, that could be my purpose, right? And so you can edit your soul contract. You have free will over your own energy body, okay? This sounds like the book I'm reading, Sylvia Browne's Soul's Perfection. Do you think everyone can be a medium? I think everybody has psychic abilities and spiritual abilities. It's just, do you want to tap into them? And how deeply do you want to get into it? But yes, like, everybody has that. It's just we forget. And it's like, how much time do you want to spend cultivating that gift? If that makes sense. Like, everybody's an empath. Like, but some people choose not to tap into that or go against it, and then you get energy vampires. But we don't have to get into all that. But everybody is capable of being an empath. It's just like, how deep do you want to go down that rabbit hole and, like, cultivate that for yourself, if that makes sense. Anyway, so purpose and gifts. And so when you start working with your soul star chakra, though, it will help unlock your spiritual abilities and your gifts. And so sometimes we have rollover gifts, like if you were a shaman or an elemental witch or what have you in past lives, you can draw on your soul star chakra from those lifetimes and utilize some of those gifts here in this one, even though that might not be your main one, if that makes sense, the one that you choose to do. Okay, so it is also a filter for source energy. So we're going to talk about one that's above that, that, like, brings in, like, all the source energy, but, like, our body, our human body, sometimes we can't take in all that energy because it's, like, so high vibration so high frequency, and we're not used to that because being in the human body is very dense, and we've been in dense energy as a collective, and so it takes time to acclimate to that. And so the soul star is the one that filters it down, so your body doesn't, you know, get too floaty and you up in the ethers all the time. Because if you're up in the ethers all the time, then things in your 3D paradigm start to get slippery, and you forget to do the dishes, and you forget to pay your taxes, and all the things that needs to be taken care of. And so your soul star chakra like helps keep it at a manageable amount. Okay. It also houses why you incarnated here. So your soul star chakra is looking through your human lens. So your Akashic Records have to do with all of your incarnations ever, right? But the soul star chakra allows you to see through your human eyes in this experience, like right now. So like if I did a past life regression on anybody in here, you're going to view that through your soul star chakra human lens, because like it's not going to do you any good if you're not applying what you learn to your experience in the here and now. Because that's what we have, our present now moment experience. And so it's the human lens filter. And so that tells you like why you incarnated here too. Like, why did I choose to come here instead of the Pleiades or Lemuria or wherever, right? And so it'll tell you like why you soul contracted to come here for this incarnation. So with this, the color is magenta. I was going to say gold, but that's the next one. Okay, so the color is magenta, and it is governed by the Archangel Zadkiel. So if you're wanting to work with, open, balance this chakra, Archangel Zadkiel is the one that you want to speak with. Okay, you can do guided meditations. You can just speak with him directly and ask him to download information into you. You can look at pictures of him, just pointing your attention and your intention at guides or beings, goddesses, deities, what have you. It helps build the etheric cord so you can hear them more clearly. Like you're saying, like, I want to work with you. And they hear you, and they come in. Okay, it doesn't have to be like a huge production, right? But if that's what you want to do, that's okay too. Like sometimes I do like big rituals to help me invoke those spirits, but you can also have just a direct line of communication with them. Okay, do you recommend everyone get a past life reading? No, and I'll say why. Because sometimes I have found reading for people, past lives, that they want, and this is not bashing anyone or anything. This is saying that sometimes people want to hear about past lives to bypass what is going on in the here, present, now. So they're like, oh, that happened to me in blank, 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 blank time. And so that's why this is happening right now. And then not actually process through the things or try and heal. And so when I work with people, the Pinnacle, who are the record keepers for the Akashic Records, they will only show you what you need to hear to help you in the present right now. And so sometimes they don't show you past lives. Like when I do Akashic record readings, sometimes it's solely about what is going to get you from point A to point B and on your preferable timeline. But we don't get into like where you incarnated in the past, because they're like, you have all this stuff going on in your current paradigm. We're not going to show you all that because it's not beneficial and it's not pertinent. Even when I started reading people's Akashic Records, like for myself, it was a mirror, and they said, oh, you want to be a healer and read all these people's records? Then you can look at all the stuff that you swept under the rug and that you didn't want to process and all this trauma. Because I was aligned with people that were going through similar things as me or had gone through similar things. So I had to do a big karmic cycle clear out and lesson learning in order for me to start accessing even my past lives. It was like, you gotta work on all this stuff. Okay, so yes and no, if that makes sense. Like you can get a past life reading, but sometimes it's more about what's going on right now, which could help you heal past lives, because sometimes we go through similar cycles and patterns, right? And they get rolled over because you didn't experience all that you wanted to. So you clearing out something in the here and now is helping them clear out too. And then it helps everybody heal, and then you can start accessing that stuff Okay, that was a long tangent. I apologize. Okay, so your soul star chakra, like I said, is magenta, and that's also one of the reasons that I went with this color is because this is the Earth Star chakra color and it's your soul star chakra color. And so I dyed it this color, and then I had the realization like, oh yeah, I've been trying to work on those two more. And so this is like a mirror reverberation to continue to work on those. Okay, so this helps remind you like why you are human and why it's good to be here. Just like your Earth Star chakra, like you wanted to be here, obviously, even though sometimes it seems like we don't, but there's only some things that you can experience here on this plane of existence. And so this will help you remember too, okay? I'm scared of getting a past life reading. I know I have several past lives. Yeah, most people have like thousands of past lives, like so many past lives, right? But some of them are really intense. Like sometimes you die really traumatically in those. And so it's like, if you had some really traumatic past lives, you don't want to like topple on top of like what trauma that you've gone through here before you heal that. Because then it just makes it like worse. And so that's why sometimes they hold off on the information that they give you until you get to a certain point, if that makes sense. And same, I didn't see a lot of mine until I did a lot of that karmic cycle clear out healing stuff. Anyway, so the crystal that we're going to use, this is a Merkabah. And so this is a tiger's eye Merkabah specifically. But Merkabah are energetic transportation vehicles. And so you can etherically envision that there is a Merkabah around you, and it will help amplify whatever energy that you want to place inside of it. And it'll help connect you like to the higher etherical planes. And so Merkabahs are great for that. You can imagine that they're good shields as well. If you're trying to protect your energy, Merkabahs are great. And so you can do Merkabah meditations. You can work with Archangel Melchizedek. Archangel Melchizedek is great for working with Merkabahs and helping with protection and helping you connect into like the Akashic Records, past lives, your soul star chakra. Great for that, okay? And so the affirmation that we're going to say is, I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence. 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 So I'm going to focus this one here. So this one is also how you fit into the DNA blueprint of humanity. Like, what is your place in humanity? Not just here on Earth, but like how you fit into like all of your past lives and all of the many experiences that you had. Okay, so like all of your incarnations, like why did you have all those incarnations specifically? Okay, so the last one that we're going to talk about here is the Stellar Gateway Chakra. So the Stellar Gateway Chakra is represented by the color gold, and the gatekeeper, or the keeper of, is Archangel Metatron. So Archangel Metatron helps you access the chakra, and it is your divine origin spark. So this is where you were created from, like your first essence of being. This is all the way back to source, and your very first incarnation. That is you up there. Your very first breath of life. Okay? It is your cosmic blueprint. So not just your incarnations, but like where you fit into the cosmic blueprints of existence. It is beyond. It is the I am. It is you as source. Okay? That is how we tap into source energy directly. And so this is where we bring in massive amounts of source energy light, of the divine white light. And so that's why we have our soul star chakra and our causal chakra, to help filter that down so it's not too jarring to our human body. Because then you would just detach. And so this is just receiving all of the love and compassion that Source has for us, okay, that creation has for us. It is true oneness. It is you being everyone and everyone being you. If you believe that we are all from one source point, everyone is a different perceptual lens of Source experiencing itself. And so, like, I am Source experiencing it through Brittany. You are Source experiencing it through you. And then we all grow together and have experiences. I once heard a spiritual teacher, and she said that we're all one big disco ball. Okay? Same disco ball. But there are sections of the disco ball, like mirrors, and some of us collectively hub together. And so we have like shared similar experiences. Like that's your soul tribe, right? But it's all the same disco ball. Okay? It is where you channel, like I said, pure Source energy. And even though it's represented by the color gold, it emits rainbow energy. So if you ever like close your eyes and you like see rainbow, or you really love rainbows, or like it's like a combination of all your chakras like intertwined and intermingled together. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy to work with. And so the crystal that we're going to use for that is selenite. Selenite is a very high vibrational crystal. It's one of the crystals you don't have to charge as much as all the other ones because it's so high vibration, okay? And so, like I said, your stellar gateway is the beyond. It is Source. It is all of your collective experiences through the Source lens. The soul star is through our human experience lens. The stellar gateway is through Source's lens. If that makes sense, it's all the way back. And so we take all of the denser energies of living through different dimensions and frequencies. It's above that. It is looking as the ultimate observer at everything. Okay? All right, so the affirmation we're going to say is, I am a bridge to all that is. 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 And this is why I say it's so important when you're working with these upper three chakras, because they're so high vibrationally and in frequency that if you're working with them and trying to open them but you're not grounded, what ends up happening is you get very detached from your body. And that is not beneficial because we're having a human experience. So we still have things that we take care of on this plane. And if you start getting way up into the ethers and not caring about your human experience as much, one, you're really disservicing yourself, because like you chose to be here. You chose to have this experience. Like, even though sometimes it's difficult, okay, and there's like heavy dense energy and there's a lot of chaos going on, right? But like, there's also things that only you can experience here on Earth, right? And so disservicing yourself will make you come back. I'll just say that. If you do that, your body, your physical body is not going to get the experience that it wants it. And so you're going to end up coming back. It's kind of like when you reincarnate on Earth, because you're like, oh, I had more experiences and challenges and things that I wanted to grow through. Let me come back and see it through a different perceptual lens, right? And so enjoy your time while you're here. Enjoy your chocolate cake or your dogs or going on a canoe, you know, swimming with dolphins. Like, there are lovely things that are great being here in this human body, okay? All right, let me ring my bell here. Where did I put that? Here we go. Okay. All right. So like I said, even if these chakras are new to you and you didn't understand everything I was saying, because I didn't understand it when I started researching it, I just received the information and then it slowly started to like make sense and make correlations. And then the universe, what ends up happening is once something's in your perceptual awareness and you hear it and you know about it, it starts bringing you more experiences. that have to do with that. And it starts, your spirit guides start leading you how to access more of that and how to work with that, right? And so, like, I was very much guided to do this with everyone because these chakras are vitally, vitally important, and they're going to start coming online for a lot of people. And I wanted to save some people some like time and research on them. Also, I would like to say that if you enjoyed this, and you received any healing from it, and you would like to donate so I can do more of these in the future, I have a Cash App and Venmo and PayPal in my bio, and then I will be posting this on YouTube later, so even if you weren't here for the whole entire session, you can watch the replay. Even if you don't watch the replay though, Reiki spans across all space, time, and dimensions, so you will still receive all of the healing. Even if you do not watch the whole in its entirety, you can just say, I accept, and you will receive, okay? So I'll have that up on YouTube later. Seeing your alerts, I missed you today. It's okay, I'm gonna have it on YouTube. I do offer Akashic Record readings and Reiki sessions and past version healing, and I do coaching. I do an assortment of things. There's all links in my bio. I have a podcast. It's called Soul Sessions. I do live podcasts so people can interact, and it's really fun. And I have all of those replays on my YouTube channel, Soul Harmony Healing. There's a link in my bio. I also have done a lot of Reiki ASMR, EDM Reiki. I would really love EDM music that really resonates with my soul, and so it's a little different. But I do those as well. I have Angel Reiki and Unicorn Reiki and a bunch of lovely videos, and they're all in my YouTube. And so if anybody needs resources or a little more clarity on the things that I was talking about, you can always feel free to message me on Instagram, or you can email me. Like, I love helping people where I can and pointing you in a direction if I'm able to. And then, oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Oh, good. I'm glad that you're feeling better after our session together. Good. Good. So what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, my friend and I, Ray, Good Day with Ray. Everybody should go check her out. Good Day with Ray. She is on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. So her and I are going to be opening up a spiritual school together. And so when Ray and I started on our spiritual journeys, we were very lost and very isolated because we didn't know anybody that was in that type of situation, right? And like channeling and all their psychic and spiritual abilities coming on, and shadow work and learning what intuition is and all of those fun things. We had friends, but the friends were learning and growing with us. So it was you feel lost because you don't have a mentor or a guide. And you're like, where do I even start with all this information? And so Ray and I watched hundreds and thousands of hours worth of content. And so we are building a school to help people save a lot of time and energy and having to research all those things and find them. So we'll be providing like tons of resources. We're going to be doing lives on there and group coaching and mentoring, and we're going to be doing healings in there as well. So it's going to be like a fun collective hub for everybody to like learn and grow together, and you feel supported and encouraged, because if nobody is validating your reality and the things that are going on, you feel very isolated and kooky. So we want a place where everybody feels validated and encouraged and supported. It's Good Day with Ray. Good Day with Ray. But everybody should follow her. She's awesome. I'm very excited to start the school. So if you're interested in learning more about the school, there is a subscribe button in my bio. And if you click on it, we'll start sending you emails and keep you updated. We should have it open in April. And we are about to create a free Facebook group where we're just going to pour resources in about chakras, emotional processing, intuition, shadow work. So you can even be part of the free Facebook group. We're going to have a paid, or it's more like one-on-ones with us, and more like cultivated information, but we're also doing a free Facebook page where we're just going to do tons of resources and do a weekly live in there. So you can ask us questions and receive guidance. So like I said, if anybody needs help with anything, message me on Instagram, and I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Thank you for being here. I had a great time. That was my first time teaching other people in a large group setting about these other chakras. So I hope everybody learned something and you enjoyed and had a good time. Love that you're doing that. Hoping to do the same myself someday. With the spiritual school, you should come and teach in the school, Haley. You could teach about all of the divination tools. That would be super fun. That would be very beneficial for people. So I'll talk to you more about that. So thank you everyone. Hey Carolina, thank you for saying you like my hair. I appreciate that. Yeah, Haley, let's talk about that more. I want you to come and teach about pogs and charms and all the things we talked about on our live. I would love a spiritual school. Yeah, we're so excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're so welcome. You're very welcome. I'm glad everybody came today. I feel great because you're giving me healing energy as well. Oh, and thank you for saying you like my hair. We're twinsies now, Haley. You're very welcome. Does anybody have any questions or anything? Oh, also, where is the school? It's going to be online. It's going to be online. And so we'll be doing a lot over like Zoom and Facebook. Need the details. Yeah, subscribe in my bio, Jenny, and then we're about to start sending out everybody emails about how to get enrolled and everything. So the last thing, so there's a lot of empaths and light workers that feel very lost and anxious and depressed because nobody ever taught us how to manage our energy and how to deal with like energy vampires, or how to turn off and turn on our light shields, right? And our energetic fields with other people. And so I hosted a empath masterclass teaching about shielding and boundaries and clearing and what it means to be an empath, how to tell if you are an empath, all the things that I learned along my journey and that have helped me. I hosted a class and it's free. It's like an hour and a half long. There's a link in my bio. If you go up there, you can watch it. It's on YouTube. But I found it's really beneficial for people. And it makes you feel not so alone, and it makes you feel seen, heard, and validated. And so I offer that as well if anybody is interested. You're so welcome. I'm glad that you feel better after the Reiki. I always feel good after Reiki. So I hope everybody has a lovely evening, and I will see you next time.